Greetings once again, my fellow Star Trek fans. I got another video featuring Star Trek, and I got another model kit to show you. This one again is pretty vintage. This will be another project, and it's going to be a pretty fun project because this is going to be pretty new to me because I actually don't have any of these model kits. I'm going to take you guys, we're going to go to Star Trek The Next Generation, and we're going to actually go to the Adversary set from AMT Models. Check it out. You can see the Romulan Warbird. We've got the Ferengi Marauder. And we've got the Klingon Bird of Prey. Now, I was able to find this on eBay, and I was always looking to do this kit because I don't have a Warbird, and I wanted to light it up and do a special on it, but I don't have a Ferengi Marauder either. The Marauder is not something I'd want to go out of my way to get, so I figured if it's got all three ships, the Klingon Bird of Prey, the Romulan Warbird, and the Marauder, it'd be pretty fun to build. And believe it or not, guys, I got this kit for $8.50. Shipping was $8, but this model was really, really a good deal. Again, you see the side of the box, actual size. Look at the size of the Warbird, 4,400 feet. The Marauder was 1,600 feet, and the Bird of Prey is 360 feet. You can see the picture of the Warbird, the Marauder, and the Klingon Bird of Prey. Turn it over to the ends of the box and see if there's a date. This is kit number 6858. 3 complete detailed spaceships, the Ferengi Marauder, the Klingon Bird of Prey, and the Romulan Warbird. 3-piece Adversary set. I'll show you the other side of the box, and that's probably where we're going to see the date. Again, this is AMT ERTL. 3 detailed spaceships. It shows you the length. The Warbird is over 1 foot, and the Marauder is over 3 inches. Klingon Bird of Prey is over 3 inches. Complete full-color decals, 40 parts, paint and cement not included. Let's see, this came out in 1989. AMT ERTL. And as usual, let's see, I think both ends of the box are the same. Yep. So let's turn it around because it's a little bit awkward. And this kit was actually open. So let's have a little bit of fun. I'll take you over to the desk where there's more light, and we'll take a look at this kit. The 3-piece Adversary set. Alright. Again, I got this kit. It was open, so it said complete in the listing, so let's make sure. We'll go through it right now. We got a picture of the Romulan Warbird from Star Trek The Next Generation as she's facing the USS Enterprise, NCC 1701D. And what kind of little goodies do we have in here? Look, it looks like we actually got some tester's glue or model cement. It's been a long time since I used that. First thing I notice, I see clear panels, and oh my goodness, I hope this is for the Romulan Warbird, because we can light the engine nacelles. That will be fantastic. You can see the impulse engines. I'm sure some of these are for all 3 ships. I'm not quite sure. We'll find out when we look at the instructions. But that's the first tree that I see is the clear parts tree. Now, they have a couple of bags, but let's see. I think I want to do the Romulan Warbird first. So this is still sealed, so that's a good thing. So let's go ahead and... It actually looks like there's a couple of extra things in this model that they had put in. I don't know if they had realized this, but we have the... I think this is the 1537 scale of the Enterprise A. This is a totally different model kit, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, let's check out the Romulan Warbird. Again, for the price that I got this kit for, this is still going to be really fun. And I shown you guys, wow, a long time ago, I shown you guys the Romulan Warbird from Playmates. Doing this kit, I'm actually going to probably show it to you guys again because my video is a lot more, it's a lot clearer now. The high definition really makes a difference. In the videos that I did back then, they were kind of dimly lit. They weren't, you weren't really able to see all the details like you will now. But this is going to be a really fun build. I love it. Actually, this, like I said, this is my first Romulan Warbird model kit. So let's see, is this going to be the top or the bottom? And you can see how the pieces are going to go together really quickly. So it's interesting how the ship is designed. It's really cool because you have a top, you got a bottom, and you've got that open area in between. I don't know if that's by design to make the ship lighter or more aerodynamic in space. I'm not quite sure, but it's really cool looking. I always love the Romulan Warbirds. Of course, the Romulans themselves are not the most likable, especially Tomalak, who always threatened to take the Enterprise's hull as a prize. Well, he never did. Alright, this is the other half of the ship. And there's, the two halves are connected by the warp nacelles. And it looks like both halves, the top and the bottom, will be the same. Again, that's really cool detail. We can have a lot of fun making this, and we're going to have even more fun lighting this. You can see this is the other part. This one's different, so I'm wondering if this is the part that's going to have the bridge area, maybe. You can see all the inner workings, the inside of the Romulan Warbird. How cool is that, man? Alright, so those are, we got the halves, the top half, the bottom half. Let's put that aside for a minute. And again, this is a decal sheet for the Enterprise A, or the Enterprise. You can make it the NCC 1701 as well, but this is for the 1537 AMT kit. So let's put that aside. Let's see, what is that? This would be great if it had a base. I think it does have a base. I've gotten so many kits in the past that I've made. The most recent one would be the Enterprise set, and there's no bases. So I had to make a custom base that lit up. But this one looks like it's got a base. Again, we'll find out more in the instructions. I think this is a base. I do not think this is a ship. Looks like the arms will come off to support. So this would be fantastic for lighting. The base, we can put the battery pack under there. This can be really good. This would be great. All right, so that looks like that's the base, and let's take a look at the Ferengi Marauder. You can see the small little ship in relation to the Romulan Warbird. This always reminded me of the horseshoe crab. When I was a kid, we used to see them down at the ocean. You don't see them too much anymore. You can see the bottom of it. I don't know if that's, yeah, that's not flash, that's the actual piece of the ship. The model is actually molded very well. A lot of detail, it's clean, the lines are crisp. And again, this is going back to 1989. This one can still be lit. We're going to light them all. We'll have to use, you know what, maybe fiber optics will be an option for this. I've done it before. But anyway, we're going to light it. Either way, it's going to look cool. So, that's the Ferengi Marauder. And here are the armatures. Oh, this kit is pretty cool. I haven't really been able to find too many builds of this on YouTube, but it's going to be a little tricky to run the wires. Instead of just putting them on, we'll have to glue them inside and then paint. That way there they won't be visible. But obviously, for all three ships, we're not going to be using the 5mm bulbs. We'll be using the small ones, especially in the Bird of Prey, because that one is very tiny. And in relation, the Bird of Prey was 350 feet long, and the Romulan Warbird, it showed you over 4,000 feet, so it's a big ship. But these are going to be really, really cool. I love the base, the armature. All right, what else we got? Looks like we got the Klingon Bird of Prey. And again, we'll be able to, yeah, this will be pretty cool. We'll be able to put a small little bulb. I believe the tiny bulb will fit in the section where the bridge is, and the photon torpedoes. Maybe we can make it firing. We could put a little red light in there. We'll see. Maybe that same light. No, I don't see the engines. We could, well, we could drill out the engines. Again, we'll see as we go along. Once I get a better feel for the model and it actually gets built and we start to put the fuselage together, or the primary hull, or the hull itself, and see the cannons. Obviously that's just way too small to be lit in any way. But look at the detail on the wings. Again, this is 1989, so this is really good. The impulse engines is really, really cool detail. And again, look how clean the pieces are. Really nice. And that is the Klingon Bird of Prey. What else is in here? Looks like the rest of the Romulan ship. Yeah, check it out. That's pretty cool. I love the way it kind of looks like an eagle's head. And again, the way it's laid out, it'll be easy where we can drill, because we're gonna put the lights in, and this is gonna be fun. We get to light the nacelles, the chiller grills. It looks like, see, both sides will be lit, but they only give us the option to light, looks like the inner parts. But we're gonna make this look really cool. This is gonna be really fun. And that's the rest of the Romulan Warbird. Let's see what else we got in here. I want to make sure we have decals. Oh, a piece fell out. I'm not sure what that's going to go to. We'll put that aside. Let's see. Are there decals in here? This is pretty small. I was expecting a little bit more. Look, I think that's the Romulan Adversary. You got the Klingon writing. And I don't know if those are the Ferengi markings, but there's really not a lot of decals in this kit. Alright, let's put that aside for now, and look, guys, what I was telling you. Wow. Remember I was telling you guys about the 1537 Enterprise? Well, that's what we see here. Starship USS Enterprise. NCC 17018, United Federation of Planets. You can see the special shuttlecraft that came with it. And why not show this to you guys too? This is pretty cool. Again, I didn't realize that this was going to be in the kit. We got a nice full page, or full cutout. You can see the decals for the A. You can see how you can hang it from the thread. You can see where the decals are going to go. And it even has the paint scheme. It's funny, it says you paint the Arboretum yellow. You got the phaser banks, the thrusters. Looks like we have the photon torpedo launchers. We have the Bassard collectors over on the bottom. You can see the bottom of the ship with a blue-gray for the grills that are on the nacelle pylons. And you can see the bright red for the impulse engines and the ends of the black section on the sides of the nacelle pylons. So this is pretty cool. Let's see, let's actually look at the build. This one is from Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. So this is a nice little bonus. You can see the hull, a secondary hull, how it's going to go together. You can see the nacelle, the primary hull pylon, or the saucer pylon. It's got that different kind of the base. Now I do believe that base, we've seen this ship, this model kit, and I'm trying to remember if it's Star Trek The Next Generation or one of the movies, but we actually do see this base. I think the whole ship is painted gold. That would be a fun project, to get one of these and make it look like it did on screen. Let's see. And we move on to this section. The nacelles. I mean, this is pretty basic, but if you want to detail it, there's a lot more work than the instructions make it look. Hence the back, where they give you the painting guide. So that was pretty cool. I wasn't really expecting that. I didn't see that in the pictures. Okay, now to the instruction sheet for this kit. And this is the, let me see, let me open it up. This is the 3-piece Adversary set. Romulan Warbird, Klingon Bird of Prey, and Ferengi Marauder. And this is in 1:37:30 scale. That's an odd scale. From Star Trek 1989, AMT ERTL, stock number 6858DO. You can see we're going to do the warp drive for the Romulan Warbird. You see that's the inner warp drive on the right, but it's still going to be fun because we can still light it. It'd be nice if we could light both sides. I'm trying to remember if both sides are lit. If we can do the Bassard collectors. Actually, they're not Bassard collectors on the Romulan Warbird. I think it says hydrogen collector. And step one is the Warbird. So we can see the pieces, how they're going to go together. The upper wing, lower wing, and the aft central half deck. The bridge. You can see the port drive, the port nacelle assembly, or warp drive, I'm sorry, calling it a nacelle. And they have that beautiful greenish kind of glow, so we're going to come up with that. You can see part two, we got the Ferengi Marauder. You can see there's really not a whole lot to that ship, and we'll do some research and look for the filming model. I think at one of my Enterprise D builds from Eagle Moss, I think they actually do, where they show the model, the filming model. That always comes in handy. And we move on to the Klingon Bird of Prey. You can see the upper hinge, allowing the wings to go up and down. Of course, the wings are going to be stationary. You can see the disruptors on either wing, and you've got the photon torpedoes that come out from below the bridge area. So these are the assembly instructions. So what's on the back? Oh, this is cool. So we have a bunch of information. So let's go over that first. Actually, let me show you guys the final assembly first, then I'll read the information for you. Again, look how awesome the base is going to be. This is going to be so much fun. You can see the Ferengi vessel. It shows where the decals are going to go on. Same thing with the Klingon Bird of Prey. Painting up the wings and stuff. It'll be A lot easier than trying to get a decal on because it's all raised. And we've got, look at that, just one decal for the Romulan warbird. To simulate the authentic version of the Romulan warbird, paint it with a 50-50 mixture of green FS34092 and FS34128, or green drab. It says same thing. To simulate the authentic version of the Ferengi vessel, paint with FS brown 30166 or flat tan. And the bird of prey, paint model with base coat of 50-50 mixture of FS34138 and FS34108 green or olive drab. Use flat red paint to designate the areas on the silver and cooling the fins. Edges optional. Weathering may be done with gray. So that can be, we're going to have a lot of fun with this. Okay, let's go into some of the information about each ship. Love it. All right, let's do the Ferengi Marauder is listed first. Star Trek The Next Generation, the Ferengi are a new species that Captain Picard and the crew of the USS Enterprise have to deal with. Although somewhat humanoid, they are still distinctly alien in nature and appearance. Basically, they are the wheeler and dealer of the universe, and would be just as soon to take advantage of someone on a business deal as they would by military force. Their idea of a good business deal would be someone else's idea of cheating, but it does not bother them in the least. This spacecraft is an unusual design resembling nothing so much as a space-going horseshoe crab with pincher claws and phaser weapons. The large, thick aft section of the craft houses large cargo holds as well as a drive system for the rectangular impulse engine at the rear of the vessel. The ship has a unique feature, as it can stretch open at its joints and expose some of the weapons it hides during normal operations. Huh, I didn't know that. The Ferengi, a Mideast word that can imply foreigner, are well named for their look, foreign, their pointed teeth, and large ears, somewhat like the trolls of mythology of old Earth. We take great pride in providing you with the finest model kits available, giving strong attention to detail and craftsmanship. Should you have any difficulty with instructions or assembly, or you are missing a part, give us a call. The number is listed below. Again, AMT is just a fantastic. I love AMT. I'm so happy that Round 2 purchased it and brought everything back. Alright, let's go over to the Klingon bird of prey now. Traditional adversary of the United Federation of Planets, the Klingons, with their warrior-class society, have been long the nemesis of James T. Kirk and the crew of the USS Enterprise. If Genghis Khan or Attila the Hun had access to future-day spacecraft, they would undoubtedly feel right at home with the Klingons. Klingon's bird of prey is aptly named, being struck by an attack vessel, armed with nose-mounted photon torpedo tubes and wing-mounted phaser cannons. The bird of prey is a formidable warship made doubly dangerous by its unique cloaking device that renders the bird of prey invisible to both visual observation and the normal sensing devices known to the Federation. It is also capable of having warp speed and has a productive shield generator for self-protection. Although the bird of prey can remain invisible while approaching another vessel, it must shut down a cloaking shield in order to fire its weapons. A process that takes several seconds and leaves it momentarily open to attack. A fact that has saved several Federation starships, including the Enterprise. Of course, General Chang had the prototype of the bird of prey that could actually fire while being cloaked, but that was destroyed. At Kittimer, I believe, the Klingon bird of prey is capable of landing on atmospheric Class M planets, even with the cloaking device on, and is powered by matter-antimatter technology, similar to the Federation's starships. Although an uneasy truce exists between the Federation of Planets and the Klingon Empire, Klingon incursions do occur, a testing of defenses and general sword rattling, just to let the Federation know that the Klingons are always a force to be reckoned with. You guys might remember from Star Trek IV, The Voyage Home, when the Klingon bird of prey landed in a park, and you saw that the ground kind of cave in from the landing gear. Alright, let's move on to the Romulan warbird. The Romulan Empire was discovered at the far reaches of the operating range of the Federation starships. Aggressive, mysterious, and very dangerous. The Romulans are even a threat to the Klingons, who fear them as much as they don't fear the Federation. First impressions are lasting impressions, and the size of the Romulan warbird makes an awesome impression. Dwarfing the Enterprise, which is itself no slouch for size, the intimidating Romulan ship leaves no doubt as to its intentions. It is not designed as a cargo tanker or a tourist cruise ship, but an aggressive warship designed to strike fear into the souls of all it encounters. The Romulan race traces its roots back to the common ancestry with the Vulcans, but took another evolutionary turn away from the logical, controlled philosophy which governed the Vulcans. Instead, are a warrior race whose great intelligence is ruled by their emotional drives. It is suspected that the Klingons struck a deal with the Romulans for the cloaking device, trading a design for one of their new Klingon attack ships for a cloaking technology. As generally in the Klingon technology falls behind that of the Federation, it is suspected to be true. The Romulan vessel has technology that is every bit equal of the Federation starships that may have some advantages in this respect, an unknown that occurs in the Federation and the crew of the Enterprise. The Romulan warbird is very well named. Now, does that seem fair that the Federation can't have a cloaking device, yet the Romulans are allowed to in the treaty, and as are the Klingons? Alright, so that's the instruction sheet. So this is going to be a lot of fun. And I'll tell you, for the amount of fun that we're going to have with this, for the $18 that it cost, the amount of fun to value ratio, it's like I hit the jackpot with this. Like I said, I thought about getting this model, but because they're expensive, I was always kind of holding off on it. I was thinking about getting a Romulan warbird by itself, but this has all three. So this is going to be a really excitingly fun build. This is going to be so much fun. And lastly, the thing actually, check it out. Oh, and look at it, it's even got the warp nacelle. Again, I didn't expect this at all. Look, we have the... Let me see if I can put that back in. I don't want to break it. Looks like we have the... Yeah, that's got to be glued. But we can glue that back in place. It's a little shuttlecraft from the Enterprise A. You know, B, as in barricade. You guys remember when they flew the shuttle into the back of the landing bay manually? Of course, Cybok had taken over the shuttlecraft. Okay, that's a totally other, different video. But anyway, this is the little shuttlecraft from the Enterprise A. And I think that is everything that's in the box. Yep. And just the subscribe to the blue printer, developed exclusively for the model kit builder. And that's everything in it. And again, this is going to be a really, really fun build. I can't wait to get started. We're going to be doing the continuation of the D7. Let me show you guys. You guys may remember we had gotten to the point where we got the nacelles on, and we've got the bridge area. We got the lights in, the primary hull section. And the reason that I'm not able to do this one right away is because I had to order more plastic putty. Because what we got to do is we got to fill in the seams. Because the filming model is nice and smooth all over the place, so we have to get rid of all these seams. But that's why we've held off on this model. I'm actually going to do a video of all the models that I have going on, and I'll do like an update video on all of them. So look for that to be coming up soon. Again, this base is going to be really fun to work with. We'll have the Romulan warbird in the middle, and then we have the Klingon bird of prey and the Marauder on the other side. So this will be really, really fun. So my friends, if you were curious on what came in this model kit, I hope this satisfied your curiosity. I hope you had as much fun going through it as I did showing you. We even got a little couple of goodies that I didn't expect. We got a decal sheet, instructions, and we got a little shuttlecraft. Well, my friends, thank you for watching so much, and until we start this build, I'll see you real soon.